So how long do hip replacements last? Look, you could be a young adult with an arthritic hip that's waiting to have a hip replacement, thinking, I need to wait, I need to push it off, I'm too young for it. How long do these things last? This is a key question, and we're going to dive into that into this video. Now, how long do hip replacements last? This is something that's changed over years. But look, medicine's changed. The world has changed. One of the key things for someone who has an arthritic hip that is waiting to have a hip replacement is that absolute cardinal sin of being told you're too young for a hip replacement. Am I too young for a hip replacement? I've even done a video of it here where I've dived into this in a little bit more depth, because you can't be too young. Age is not a factor that determines whether or not someone is suitable or not suitable to have a hip replacement. But the reason that that question comes about is around the longevity and the survivorship of a hip replacement. Now look, historically, hip replacements used to last 10 years. So going back 20, 30 years from now, well, let's say even longer. Let's say you go back 40, 50 years. Hip replacements at one point used to last for 10 years. So what would happen is if you were 30, if you were 40, and decades below the average age of normally people who have a hip replacement, you would be told you're too young, you have to wait. Wait till your pain is worse. Wait till you're crawling up the stairs. Wait till you can't even sleep and your pain is so severe, and then we will do a hip replacement then. Why? Because it offsets the need to have a revision. A revision is when you have a hip replacement, you kind of max it out its lifespan, and then you have to have another one. And it's not ideal, don't get me wrong. Revisions are not the same and as good as the primary hip replacement. But that's going back decades for when a hip replacement used to last 10 years. They don't last 10 years now. Hips, as of now, are being revised in their 25th year, give or take. So you're thinking 20 to 25 years are hips that are lasting now, even surpassing that. Now go back 25 years from now, we're talking about the year 2000. We barely had internet, we barely had phones. I don't even think did we even have mobiles in 2000? I can't remember, but if we did, they certainly aren't like they're doing now. They're certainly not now. Things have changed, and you know what? Medicine has progressed, and in particular hip replacements have also progressed, because the caliber of surgical intervention has improved. The minimally invasive types of procedures that you can have also improved. You've got muscle sparing techniques, you've got minimally invasive techniques, you have surgical procedures that are supported with robot assisted surgical procedures that are enabling patients to recover quicker, to have a reduction in length of stay, to become physically more robust quicker. But those recovery times are not just positive in the sense that surgical procedures are being refined and being accelerated and made a bit, essentially better. The prostheses have also got better. Prostheses being as in like the hip replacement itself that is being put into the hip is better. To the point now, I'm talking to hip surgeons and they're confidently saying, we're talking about survivorship of 30 years plus. Some even saying in some situations it's almost lifetime. It is a lifelong survivorship. So we're not talking about a 10-year survivorship of having a hip replacement, meaning that you can get such a big scope, like really like a massive part of your life back by being able to have a procedure that is advanced, that is good, that recovers well from, that also has a very long lifespan in comparison to how it used to be. And this rationale, this is partly why I get really frustrated and really despondent when patients get told you're too young to have a hip replacement, offload it, offset it. Because now, like, you think, like, if you're a young adult in particular, you're in the prime of your life, you want to be active, you want to exercise, you want to be fit, you want to be healthy. Life's too short. Imagine waiting 5 years, putting off, living with real severe pain because someone said to you, you're too young to have it. And then you have your hip replacement, you never get hit by a bus the day after. You don't know. Life is too short. You have to live your life if what I'm saying resonates as well, comment now, because this is when I want to hear from you guys. This is something that people deal with. But if you can have an enriching procedure that really enables you to thrive, really enables your body to get better and enables you to do the things that you want when you're younger, big advocate for it. That's why the age is a critical thing that you can't focus on. And also you have to consider this, right? Anybody who has you can see I'm getting worked up because I'm passionate about this, right? But look, anybody who has any orthopedic procedure, hip, shoulder, wherever, one of the key factors that can sometimes impact outcomes, so if you have surgery X, these things could potentially mean you don't recover as well. It's not always the physical side of things. It's not always if you smoke, if you have high blood pressure, if you drink. It's this. It's the psychological, emotional well-being, quality of life metrics, stress, anxiety, depression. Those things can sometimes impact outcomes afterwards. Now consider this. If you're in pain and persistent pain because you've got an arthritic hip and you are in that much discomfort, well, what is that going to do? It's going to impact your sleep. It's going to impact your mood. Then it's going to impact your emotional well-being because your quality of life has diminished. Now, if you've got stress, anxiety, and then depression as a result of having a hip problem that is persisting for that long, well, the longer you delay it because someone said that you're too young, you're essentially also potentially going to impact your outcomes based on a rationale that is historical, based on a rationale that the age of them will last only for a short period of time and you'll need a revision. Whereas knowing if you have it done now, you're thinking 30 years plus, you've got a lot of time to play with. And also, realistically, bearing in mind what I've just said to you now about hip replacements and how 25 years ago, how different they are now, who's to know in 30 years what the revisions are going to be like? They might be an absolute piece of cake. I'm not saying you base all your decisions on that. I'm just trying to give you both ends of the story, that actually to be able to make this decision, to be able to identify whether or not someone is a suitable candidate or not, we can't base it around age. And we also have to consider the fact that the longevity of these hip replacements can actually be quite a lot longer than people think. Now, I've got a favour to ask you guys watching this, because you might either be booked in to have a hip replacement, you may have just had a hip replacement or a resurfacing or whatever. I want to hear from you, if you've had one, how long you've had it for. Comment below, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 50 years. I want people on this channel to learn from the experiences and share those experiences with one another. I want to build this community and I want to hear from you. But equally, I want to hear from you, even if you haven't had it, but you've been told this is how long it's going to last, this is what the surgeons told me. Let's hear what you guys' experiences are and we'll go from there. But there's plenty more to come in regards to this kind of content from this channel coming up, so stay tuned.